am going to tell you today about what it's like to live with a Ford Raptor R on a daily basis. A lot of reviews out there I've seen are guys just, going to a dealership, driving it, borrowing someone's car, driving it. But I've had this now for a while. It's not the first one I've been in. And I'm going to give you some comparisons to the TRX I had. I'm going to do a full video of the truck later on. But in this video, I'm going to, and it's also to get some feedback from you guys of like exactly what maybe you want to see in the full review video, which I'm not a vehicle YouTuber or anything like that. Obviously my other channel, my other business is my primary, but I share this only because of my love for cars and trucks, and a lot of people from the other channel want to see the content about the vehicle. So what it's like to daily drive and own a Ford Raptor R, and some of the things that are quirks and some of the things that I miss when it comes to the TRX. Now, I did check out a 24 TRX before making the decision to get this Raptor R, and I'm going to give you the reasons why that was, that I ended up in this truck. So, first thing is, and now a lot of these are issues, but I mean, I'm just stating the facts. I'm not saying that they're bad or good or whatever. I'm just stating the facts. So if you're interested in buying a Raptor R, this is some of the things you got to deal with. So in this Raptor R, it's a 23, and I'll explain why I got the 23. It's a 23 Raptor R, and has no heated steering wheel. You guys know about the chip shortage and all that stuff. So no heated steering wheel. Thankfully, I live in a place where I really don't need a heated steering wheel, but there are maybe 2 or 3 days out of the year where a heated steering wheel is nice, and not an option here. No heated steering wheel because of the chip shortage. I believe the 24s have it. All 24s have it. I don't know, but it's 23, not in the vehicle. So to pay 6 figures for a vehicle that has no heated steering wheel is kind of crazy. Now, the other thing is this has no heads-up display, and I know in the 24 it does have the heads-up display, but I drove the 24 for an extended period of time, and it had a heads-up display, and I got to tell you, the heads-up display in the 24 was nothing compared to, let's say, the heads-up display in my GMC 3500 Denali. The heads-up display in the 3500 Denali is huge. It's bright, it's crisp, it's clear. The heads-up display in the Raptor R was very small. I don't want to say it was unclear, but it just kind of, I don't know, it just didn't pop like the one in the Denali does. So that was a big letdown in the 2024, that even the guy that was showing me the vehicle was like, yeah, it's not that great. It kind of was like an afterthought, it feels like, and they just kind of threw it in there. So for those wondering how the heads-up display is yes, it has it, but is it good? No, it's not good. It's very basic. One of the things that is an annoyance, let me say, about this vehicle is that, and I don't know if this is a problem on the 24s, but when you turn your blinker on to turn, so let's say you're stopped and you're in the turn lane to make a left turn, you put your blinker on, obviously, and light turns green, you go and make your turn. You make your turn, the wheel straightens back out, now you're going straight again. As you straighten the wheel back out, the blinker doesn't turn off. It stays stuck on, and I'm not the only one that is experiencing this. A ton of guys in the forums are saying the same thing. I don't know if there's a fix for it. I don't know what's going on, but it's annoying. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world, but once again, this vehicle that I'm in 12 months ago was on dealer lots, and some of them sold for $135,000, $137,000, $139,000, which is absolutely insane. And obviously, that's with dealer markups, right? The additional markup. I didn't pay that much. I paid quite a bit less, almost $30,000 less. Yeah, around $30,000 less than those numbers. And that was intentional. To pay markup on a vehicle like this is stupid. So the 24s right now, although the 25s are out now, there are dealers that have 24s, which are now technically leftovers, and 2025 Raptor Rs on the lot, and they're asking the same price. They're asking the same dollar amount, whatever it is, 20, 25,000 over, MSRP, which is insanity. I don't know what is going on. And the one dealer near me has 6 of them lined up on their lot. So I don't I don't know what the deal is, but, and I don't know who's paying. I guess some people are paying. I've only seen out in the wild, I've only seen two 24, or they could be 25s, because the 24s and 25s look the same. They have the same headlights, they have the same tail lights, and they have different wheels. So that's how you could distinguish a 24 or a 25, but you can't distinguish between the 24 and 25. So I've only seen one or two out. I saw one of the green ones, which that green is fire. The green is beautiful. And then I saw a black one. Both had the decal kit on them. I kind of feel like the decal kit on the 24s and 25s is a little extra, but I mean, some people like it. You know, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's extra, or what do you think? So I personally, my personal opinion, I'm not saying whatever, my opinion is that the Raptors, the new Raptors, look better without the decal kit, without the kit, the decals, the lettering on the side of the bed, without on the hood, and that weird one right in front of the front driver and passenger door. I just think they just look better without any of that. I know a couple of guys in the forums have gotten the ones with the decals and completely, de-decaled it, not de-badged it, but de-decaled it, which is kind of crazy to pay that much money for the decals and only to take it home and rip them off. So, but mine didn't have them on, which is great, and I am, it's even easier for, ceramic coating it, whatever. I'm just gonna have that done. If I had gotten this, and I have the Avalanche Gray, if I had gotten this and it had the decal kit on, I would have taken it off as well. I just don't. It looks a little, I don't know, to me, a little cartoonish, and I don't think the truck looks good with them. But once again, my opinion. So the blinker, okay. Everyone talks about the rattles. There are some little rattles, but it's weird because it doesn't happen all the time. And I'm not the only one saying this. It's all over the forums. You guys go to the Ford Raptor forums, you'll see a lot of like weird little rattles pop up here and there. But it's bizarre because it's not every time I drive the vehicle. So like right now I'm driving and I'm not hearing any of the rattles or the knocks or anything like that. So it's just one of those days. But yesterday when I took it out, and maybe because it was cooler in the morning, which makes sense, and things are contracted, I was hearing a couple of rattles, a couple of creaks, so weird sounds, and nothing troubling. It's just annoying, right? You're paying over $100,000 for a vehicle, and you hear creaks and rattles. Kind of weird. Now in the TRX, I heard none of that. The TRX I own, the TRX that I had for a little bit, that was a 2024 TRX. None of that. It was dead silent. So you guys can talk about Stellantis and their reliability and whatever, and I know there's history there, but I'm just giving you the facts, not my opinion. And I'm not a diehard Ford guy, I'm not a diehard Ram guy, I'm just a vehicle guy, and I'm just calling facts are facts, emotions and feelings out of it. The Ram TRX, the 2020, and my 22, no rattles, no creaks, no nothing. Can't say the same about this or the 24. The 24 Raptor R that I was in for a little while, same thing, little weird little rattles, stuff like that. So kind of weird. They changed the dash design. In the 23 Raptor, like we're right in front of the driver, the dash goes down and comes back up over the infotainment. In the 24 Raptor, that little divide isn't there. It kind of goes straight across. In my opinion, it looks a little weird. It kind of just makes the whole dash look flat. Those are things that, they grow on you, so I'm not gonna, whatever, I'm not gonna knock it, but it just does look a little weird. It feels like there's no definition in the dash. It's just like straight across. It kind of looks blah. I personally prefer the look of the 23, where it kind of goes down and there's a separation with the bezel, and it just, I don't know, it just looks a little bit more proper to me. That's just, once again, my opinion, but let me know what you think. Screen is the same, all the other button functions the same. The 24 and 25, let me just say, refresh of the Raptor R. The interior still has the Recaros, still is beautiful, but as you guys have seen, the seats have this like orange hue to them. I don't know how to describe it, but there's like this orange kind of shading in the seats that I don't know, I wasn't a fan of. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the color orange. My watch band is orange, company colors are orange. For 221B Tactical, we got orange in there. But the orange like fading kind of like in the Recaros, I don't know, maybe it would take some time for that to grow on me. But once again, you go to the forums and you got guys saying it looks ugly, it looks weird. I personally love the jet black Recaros that are in here now, and they have the stitching with the Raptor R and the R in code orange. I think it just looks clean, it looks mean, it looks, you know, whatever. The orange hue background tint, whatever that is in the 24 and 25 Raptor R. I mean, they did a little detail on the center armrest right here, kind of. When you look in, it says V8, but like the V8 is kind of like embedded in the fabric, and you can kind of see it through like the venting holes of the Alcantara, which is a cool detail. But I don't know, I just feel like from a class standpoint, it kind of takes the interior down a notch when you, like, I was never a fan of the TRX interior that had the red accents. I always preferred the TRX interior that had the gray accents. They were more subdued, and they just made the interior look less cartoonish. But that's just, once again, that's my personal opinion. I like black. Black, or, you know, gray's not bad. My old Raptor was black with the gray. My 2020 Raptor, you guys saw the video of that on the 221B Tactical channel. Which thank you guys for all the love on that video. I think that video is up to like 170-something thousand views. But yeah, that was, you know, it's kind of subdued. Just not a fan of the color on the interior on the seats, but that's just me. But let me know what you guys think of that orange haze on the interior of the refresh 24-25 Raptor R. Let me know what you think about that. And that's, I think that's really the big difference on the interior of this vehicle. Now, one thing I will knock on Ford, which is kind of cheesy, is on the Raptor 37 package, the non-R, because I was looking around and I test drove one, and a beautiful truck, drove awesome, just unbelievable truck. But the back seats are the regular Raptor seats, while on the 37 package, the front seats are the Recaros, which to me is like cheesy. Like, are you kidding? You couldn't put the Recaro, or like, it's not even Recaros. It's kind of like, you know, the seats with the with the Alcantara. You couldn't put that in. Like, I don't know. It kind of was weird. Kind of weird that they didn't do that. So here's a perfect example. My blinker's on because I just turned into a parking lot, and oh wow, it went off. Wow, it went off. Of course, when I'm on, of course, talking like a New Yorker. For those of you who know me, where I'm from, it went off there, which is great. But most of the time, it doesn't do that. Of course, on this video, it didn't do that. So yeah, that was kind of weird. Now, the other weird thing is on the 24 and 25 Raptor R, they did away with the orange, code orange stripe on the top of the steering wheel. I'm going to turn the wheel here so you guys can see it. In the 23, it is still here. On the 24, it was kind of this black rubberized textured thing. And in my 2020 Raptor, I had the orange stripe. I liked it. Actually, in the 2020, it was more red. This is more of the code orange. And I don't know, I like it. That's like the Raptor thing. And that, me personally, I don't know, I just liked it. And when I got in the 24 and I saw that it didn't have, now I don't know if you can order the 24 and the 25 with that orange stripe. I'm not sure, but I kind of was like, that's a Raptor thing, that stripe on the steering wheel. So it didn't have that. So that was just another thing, a little thing. I was kind of like, okay. So the big thing with the 24 and the 25 refresh of the Raptor R, well, besides the 20 extra horsepower, which this truck runs out of suspension before it runs out of, and I actually take it off-road. This truck runs out of suspension before it runs out of motor. So the 700 horsepower in this Raptor R is more than, I mean, way more than enough. However, some people want the 20 extra horsepower, so be it. The headlights and the taillights are different, which was the big, and that and the grille were the big exterior differences. They changed they changed the headlight design where, like, instead of the orange daytime running light that just goes down, or, you know, down and, you know, around, whatever, it's broken up. There's like an edge there, and they're offset a little bit, so it's not as smooth, you know, down across the top and down. It's broken up, and then they're offset a little bit. The taillights have a similar design where it's not like a smooth taillight. There's like little sections of it, and what's weird is that it's kind of more on the side of the truck. You see that more so than from the back of the truck, which is a little weird. I am not a fan of the headlights on the 24 and 25 Raptor R. I feel like they just ruined the Raptor thing. Once again, like the orange stripe, like simple, clean. I felt like they were just trying to do something different, and they didn't care if it looked bad. They were like, we got to do something for, for this refresh. They changed the grille. They went from this beautiful, what I thought beautiful, like kind of like gloss black, kind of like piano black on the Ford in the grille, and really nice on the applique on the 23. They went to this weird textured black, and it's kind of like dull. It doesn't pop. So I get it. They're trying to do something different, and they're trying to give a refresh through the model from 23 to 24. I totally get that, but a lot of it seems a little forced. The new taillights, they're a little, I don't know, Tron, I don't know, Kia, Morimoto. They just don't look like stock taillights. They look like something you would put on your Toyota Tacoma or Toyota Tundra. Like, they look very Toyota-ish. They don't look very Ford-ish, in my opinion. And once again, that's shared by a lot of people in the forums. And I actually have a buddy of mine that has the 24, not Raptor R, but he has a 24 Raptor, and he's not a fan. He does not like the headlights. He does not like the taillights, but he wanted the 24, and it's a regular, not R, and it's not even a 37, and he doesn't like them. So it's almost like they tried to make it too techie looking, too Tron looking, just to force it to be different, rather than taking some time to actually like make it nice and make it fit the truck. One thing you'll notice on the taillights on the 23, the sections of the taillight match up and line up with the tailgate applique. On the 24, since they did this crazy weird, techie design on the taillights, none of the pieces of the taillight match up with the applique, so the lines are completely off. If you see a photo of it, or you just look at the 24 Raptor R from the back, you'll see it just, even the 24 regular Raptor, it just looks a little weird. But, as we know, when these things first come out, a lot of times we're like, kind of ugly, whatever. And then as you see it over time, it grows on you and, whatever. So other than that, pretty much everything the same on the interior. I like the orange stitching. I like the orange accents. The little touches here, that's kind of nice. Not the full-blown orange in the seats. There's orange stitching on the steering wheel and along the door panels and along the dash. It's nice, it's subtle, it's clean, it's classy. Got the panoramic sunroof, and the sound system's amazing. And the drive is great. I mean, it drives great. One of the things I kind of miss between the TRX, the 24 TRX that I was in, and this, as you know, from 22 to 23, the instrument cluster in the TRX went full digital like it is in the Raptor. Now, one of the things I like in the TRX is that when you're doing navigation, your whole instrument cluster turns into the map, and it's a beautiful map. And you also have it in your heads-up display, which the heads-up display in the TRX is beautiful. Has everything, has all your information. It's nice and big, it's nice and bright. You can move it up and down. I mean, totally different. Totally different, and this is my opinion, but this opinion is almost unanimous. The heads-up display in the 24 TRX blows the heads-up display in the 24 Raptor R away. There's even diehard Ford guys that are saying that. It's just, once you see it, it's not even close. But in the dash, where your cluster is, where it's all digital now, and 24 for the TRX, your map is there, and it's beautiful. And it's just like another little touch. And all the pages in the 24 TRX that you had, and all the info, it just seemed a little bit more advanced than the 24 TRX, and this, all that stuff is the same on the Raptor R 23 and 24. Of course, the screen in the TRX is vertical. This screen here is beautiful. I have nothing bad to say about this screen, and the Apple CarPlay can take up the whole screen. So this screen here in the Raptor is beautiful. Do I like the vertical? I kind of got used to the vertical, only because it feels more like your phone, but like a really insanely large version of the phone. So that's why I kind of prefer the TRX screen more so than this screen, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with this screen. It's beautiful. But more functionality, more features, just more tech in the TRX, the 24 TRX, than this 23 or 24 Raptor. R. This is one thing that I missed that I did not know I would miss. The camera mirror. The 22 TRX I had and the 24 TRX I was in for a little bit both had the camera mirror. My 3500 Denali HD has a camera mirror. The 23, the one I'm in, Raptor R, and the 24 that I was in for an extended period of time, both don't have the camera mirror. Now, this vehicle is sitting on a lot, and they're asking $139,000 for this vehicle. And there's no camera mirror. Once again, not something I thought I would really care about because I've been driving my whole life without a camera mirror. But let me tell you, once you get used to it, especially at nighttime, once you get used to it, it's hard to go back to a regular mirror. So I was driving last night and I looked in the mirror and I was expecting a nice bright display with clarity of what was going on behind me. And instead it was like darkness and just bright, like little speckles, headlights. And I was like, what the F? I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sitting in a vehicle that is over $100,000. Like Ford, come on. I'm pretty sure those camera mirrors are in like vehicles that are half the price of this. I don't understand, especially not only are you comparing to your main competitor, which is the Ram TRX, but in general for the market, like how are you not putting that in? Is it that, that blows me away. It's almost disrespectful that they're charging $130,000, which, you know, dealers are charging more, but MSRP is like $115 or $118 on these trucks. But imagine charging $115,000 for a Ford F-150 and no camera. And Ram is for, you know, way less than that is offering that. I mean, I don't know. I'm blown away. People ask about the pricing. So right now you can get a 23 Ram TRX for about $90,000. You can get the 24 Ram TRX, you know, usually lower miles, you know, for about like, you know, 110 to 114-ish. This 23 and other 23 Raptors are going for about 112 to 114. And the 24 and 25 Raptor Rs are going for 132 to 139. That's what I've seen. So a big difference between the TRX and the Raptor R and the 24 and 25 Raptor R. And I'm like, man, that is just a massive difference. And I feel like interior-wise, and I'll get into this more in the full detail of this truck, but interior-wise, technology-wise, and amenity-wise, I mean, you get a heated steering wheel for crying out loud, you know? The rear seats on the TRX are heated and ventilated. These are just heated, like, you know, so little things like that. So daily driving it's great. It drives great. It drives super smooth. It doesn't have that violence of the TRX. It doesn't have that supercharger whine of the TRX, but this drives smooth. It is so smooth off-road. It's so easy to handle in parking lots. It's beautiful to park. It looks beautiful. It's a beautiful looking truck. It really is, and it feels beautiful. It's a different theme on the inside. The TRX is intentionally designed to be a little bit more fancy with the leather everywhere on the dash and all the stitching and the leather on, you know, I mean, it's intentionally made to be a classier interior. The interior of the Ford Raptor, really, and the Raptor R is meant to be more tech, you know, more techy, more like, I don't know, has a techy feel with the carbon fiber and the more metal and the plastic, or the plastic that looks like metal. It's not, you know, they weren't going for fancy here. They were going for functional, like the big chunky dials for the radio and everything, you know. So it works. It works for this. They're two. You can't compare the two because they were going for different looks. A lot of people are like, oh, the Ram interior blows the, you know, Raptor R interior away. And if you just look from the standpoint of how fancy and how nice and aesthetically, I would agree. A lot of people say that, and I would agree with that. But if you're looking at like just functionality, the Raptor R interior is fine, and it's nice in its own way. It's just not fancy. If I was going out somewhere and I was dressed up nice, maybe in a suit or a tux, and you're taking a lady out, I would feel better, a little classier in the interior of the TRX for sure, especially that 24 TRX final edition, than this Raptor R. I mean, if that's what you care about. But yeah, it's fancier, it's nicer, and it's definitely better appointed than this. That's for sure. A lot of plastic, a lot of weird vinyl type material touch points here, which I'll go over in the full review as well. Wanted to throw this video out before I do the review video of this, of my daily, what it's like to daily drive. Oh, big thing that everyone asks, what kind of fuel economy am I getting. I am averaging 12.4. It's what I expected. You know, I wasn't expecting anything less. I don't even look at it. That's why I just looked down to see if it was there, and it's not there. I never have that screen up. I never have that whatever, that gauge up. I drive, and when I'm low, I just go get gas, and I don't look at the price of the gas at the pump, and I don't look at what my miles per gallon are. But I checked it last night because I knew I was going to be doing this video, and 12.4, and that's it. Let me check it right now. Let me see what it says. 11.8, probably because I've been sitting here idling for a little while, and yeah, 11.8. But yeah, I don't even keep it up. I just keep the lane departure thing up, and that's it. The lane departure, cruise control, everything works well. R button, all the different steering modes, suspension modes, and exhaust modes. I'll go through all that, change that. Really fun, really cool, really nice. And some other features I'll get more in-depth in on the full review. But if you have any comments or questions that you want me to do and add to the full review, let me know, comment below. And let me know what you think. Let me know your thinking, let me know your thoughts. You'll be seeing this vehicle all over the 221B Tactical channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well, because all the new gear drops for the tactical bags and some of the other stuff we have dropping, this truck will be featured in those videos, so you'll see it over there as well. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.